I just recorded a video talking about frustrations, really. The fact that, I can create and create and create. I don't get anywhere. And I've been consistent. I showed that consistency. I've been creating for years, and I rarely miss a day. It's really, um, it's been quite intense. But what I recognise from it is I've grown from it. I don't think maybe the audience is ready, and I think when they are, then you get your breakthrough. And I think that's sometimes how it works. So it's like a preparation phase, and we can get frustrated the more we are waiting because it's like we're getting ready to go on stage, and the stage just isn't prepared yet, or the audience hasn't turned up, and that's how it feels. And it's like, oh. But then eventually you just don't even care if there's an audience or not. You just go on stage and perform, even if it's empty. That's really what it is. Um, but there's some content I'm getting really fed up with, and it's within the tarot community, to be honest, because people don't get held accountable, and I'm getting a bit sick and tired of it. Like, I'm spiritual. People have seen my videos. I can do my own tarot cards and things, and sometimes it's like I don't think the message is wrong to an extent. Some of these videos, but they're not held accountable, or some make outlandish statements. Which I listen and I think, what the hell? And then you hear another one from the same creator, and you're like, it's always extreme. Like, one creator was saying, you're a god in human form. So I got my tarot cards out, and I thought, well, we'll ask the questions to this video. And some things were adding up, some things weren't. I was like, am I a god in human form? It was like, no, you're not. I was like, oh, that's a shame. um, if I put it out there, I feel like I'm an angel in human form. Like, people can think that's weird, but if you know my spiritual journey, you see what I overcome, how connected I am to spirit source. It makes sense. And to be honest, I've asked things. It is what it is. And I'm not the only one, of course. It's not just one person comes down to have this experience, but there's going to be some very strong, formidable people who are here to provide a positive impact on humanity. But sometimes that positive impact is going to be raising awarenesses and challenging things, Just, anyway, I hate injustice. It's one of my biggest things, pet peeves. So I really don't like it when people lead people down a rabbit hole. Sometimes I think things need to be called out. For instance, I'm getting sick and tired of it's always tarot readers, always promoting this app called Astra. I've never even been to look at it, but I shouldn't need to, And I'm not going to go too far into that, but I'm sick and tired of them keep saying it. Oh, and it's always like 30 seconds in, a minute into their video, so they've already pulled you in, and then they try and promote it that way. It's like you're having a laugh because they know if they say it at the beginning, everybody's just going to switch off. But why are they talking about it? That's what I want to know. There's no transparency. It's almost like they've all become robots. Someone's probably offered them a little bit of money and they've sold themselves. That's how I feel when I see it. And if they haven't, it's like, what? Explain why you keep talking about it then. Because you could mention it in one video. I've just come across this app. It's really useful. Fine. You've discussed that. Why do you keep promoting it? That's what my issue is. So yeah, that's dodgy as shit to me. Don't trust them when they do it. I tend to, as soon as they say it, I tend to just cancel the video. Is what it is. And I wouldn't be surprised if other people do it too. So they're losing followers or their engagement's dropping. But the other thing that really winds me up is the fact that like I said, they make outlandish statements like, you're a god. Another video might say, oh, people have been trying to have you exterminated and things like that. And it's like, that's a big statement to make. And it's always like, but then you look at the content creator and it's always like big statements. It's like, oh, are you the oracle of big statements, or are you just talking crap? Are you just exaggerating everything? Because that's what it seems like to me. Um, and you get this sometimes. I think that's what you need to do, is go through people's profiles and look at what the content is. There's one person who always, I think they're just considered like the dirty reader, really. That every time everything coming out of their mouth is always like, their whole content is about 18 plus, what the person's thinking about you, their desires, what they want to do, and all this shit. And you're like, my God, like, you listen to the first one, then you hear them again. You're like, wait a minute, every video you're saying the same shit. It's always something really, intense. And it's like, I can't listen to this shit because you're just clearly just talking crap. Yeah, that's that one. The other one is when they keep coming up with dates. With tarot, it's really hard to pinpoint something. So for instance, when I do my own cards, for instance, I have timelines, but I don't think you should be telling people specifically in your video that this is definitely happening by this date and this date, because I think it's not right. Like, there's someone to say, by this weekend you're going to hear from this person. Then the weekend goes and you didn't hear from that person. But it's like, why keep? Then you think, well, I've heard like hundreds and hundreds. You're not really remembering a specific one. But then sometimes you'll come across someone and you think, they're always saying that, and actually, wait, that doesn't make sense because they've never ever been right, and no one challenges them because everybody just gets their goggle eyes and goes, "Oh yeah, I hope so, I hope so." They never actually think for a minute. Wait a minute, I've heard this shit from this same person before, and they're always saying it, and it's like they're always wrong. Now they could argue, and that's how they do it. They'll say, "Oh, this is for it's not for everyone. If it's not for you, it's not for you." It's like, yeah, but you're getting like, let's say you're getting 20,000 views and no one's challenging it. And maybe you could argue that it's for the right person to see it. So what you're saying is you've told 20,000 people and only one person gets it. So that makes it great. It's like, that doesn't make sense because the worst culprit of it is when people say, share with people, let them give them the news too. Let them hear it. And it's like, no, 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 no. That's where I draw a line. That's where you've really crossed the line there. And I get really fed up with these tarot readers. A lot of them say that as well. Follow me on YouTube for more readings. And it's like, no, no, no. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. They're trying to create their. I'm not doubting the abilities of some of them, but the ethics are wrong. And they know full well the ethics are wrong. All they're interested in is trying to make money off the platform. They don't care about the viewers because it doesn't make sense. I do my own tarot reading, so I don't lean on others to give me a reading, but a lot will come from a few pages, and I'll show it in a minute. But if you're creating a video, for instance, and you're saying, this is for my collective, blah, 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 and you're trying to channel and you're going to do video, because to be honest, I get a lot of videos come through that actually match my exact circumstances, and what I've been through is quite unique. So I find it quite amazing too. But the idea that someone says, go to my YouTube channel, share it with people and come and check out more of my videos, that doesn't make sense because if I started clicking through their videos, like I create gaming content and things, you can watch any one of them, and it's like you can watch them in any order. You can click it. It doesn't matter. It's just a gaming content. If you're looking for a tarot reading or reading about your life, clicking through someone's videos constantly isn't going to give you any help at all because it's not specific to you. Effectively, it's cherry picking the one you want to hear, and they're encouraging that, and they're wanting you to watch as many as possible. Well, that doesn't make sense because they can't all be for one person, because they're all so outlandishly different. So how does someone sharing that with people or someone following you over there and checking out more of your videos help that person? It doesn't make sense. And I hate that when people say that. Repost this if you think it's repost. It's like, no, because repost doesn't work. Because if you're a tarot reader on TikTok, you should only be reliant upon the For You page. It should be your other people's spirit guides and angels are putting that video in front of the audience, in front of that person. It shouldn't be that you're forcing that person to see it. That's not how that works at all. So no, you shouldn't be sharing it with people. You should have faith that it will go to whoever it's supposed to be. And if it doesn't go to someone, then it's not for that audience yet. Because, for instance, I get videos that make so much sense, and when I check it out, it's someone recorded it last year, and it's like, wow. So they did a video this is how it works, just to make people understand. When someone creates a video, it's not always specifically for you at that time. It can be, because who knows how Spirit decided to create that video. But effectively, they were asked to create that video. Maybe someone needed that message right then and there, and you're later on going to go through a very similar period. So what Spirit's doing later, now in this present time, is bringing anything relevant to my situation to me, and they'll bring that to me from my For You page. Now, not every single video is going to correspond, but it's really for me to use my discernment, how I feel when I look at it. Does it feel real to me? Does it correspond with my circumstance? Not what I want it to be. You've got to be honest with yourself. But if someone says, "Oh, share that with your friends," that's not for your friend. That's not how that works. You're artificially now manipulating a message, and that's where I draw a line with tarot readers. I'm like, no, that's not how that works at all. No. Realistically, tarot readers should just be doing it one-on-one with people anyway. It shouldn't even be through that. You shouldn't. And it's like, I honestly, and that's how I feel. I don't do readings for other people. I don't do none of that shit. I'm happy to just do it for myself. And I think that's what I'm trying to teach people, even through my books, for instance, my spiritual book, is learning to build that connection with spirit, your guides. Because once you get, because I've had people commenting, there's a video I've got, and it's about angel numbers, and it still gets likes quite a lot, and people comment. And some are freaking out. They're like, what? I'm getting these numbers, but I think they're deeply religious people. And they're literally terrified of these numbers. And I'm like, that's just spirit guides communicating with you. You're going through a spiritual awakening. And they're like, well, I don't know what to do with this. I'm freaking out. And it's like, you need to relax. Literally, it's your guides talking to you. So, like for instance, through my activation, it was a case of once I started seeing numbers everywhere, these patterns, and then I started seeing the videos that were just matching my journey, and I was getting synchronicities all over the place. So that's number patterns and things like that, and even just words and things that are repeating, and it's crazy. You just can't deny it after a while. I just thought, wait a minute, if they're communicating with me so effortlessly like that, and I'm managing to interpret the message, surely I can do tarot cards because they're giving me it this way. Wouldn't it be easier for them just to give me the card? So then I started asking other readers and very gifted mediums through TikTok, for instance, and they're all saying, "You, definitely you." Yeah, they're saying you, but just take your time and things. And that was great because it's like I thought that. So my point really is, it's for people to learn to do things for themselves. So build that connection with your guides, build that trust, then learn the protections and things you're supposed to do, and take that very serious. But then start to trust your guides. You build that, that connection with them. So you lean on them more than anyone else. So then you start to have faith in yourself that you can guide yourself through this life, and then you don't need these readings so much. They're just nice. They're just nice clarifiers. Like I've done all my readings. I already know what's coming for next year. The timelines can shift, and I'm aware of that. A lot of time I'm my own downfall, and I acknowledge that. But the problem is, if I just went by what these tarot readers say on TikTok, it would mess your head up because they're saying things are going to happen this weekend. Well, we're already getting through this weekend. Nothing happened. They said the same for last weekend. It's just ridiculous. But people have free will. So those involved may not be ready yet. So let's say it's a love connection. People have a healing journey of their own. Things can be complicated. It's not always how you want it to be. Sometimes you just got to have patience to allow people to heal. Give them that space to do what they need to do. And that's not always going to match what the tarot reader said because time is not so linear. Everybody has free will and circumstances change. For instance, maybe if I wasn't so public with the way I talk, with the way I communicate and share my journey, maybe like such things in my life would have come to me sooner, maybe 6 months ago. But maybe every time I talk on something, it pushes it back. Okay, so then maybe that's my downfall. But then these readers should be aware of that and make that, pointing these things out. I'm not saying they don't know, they're not, I'm not saying they're doing it inauthentically, and I'm not saying they don't have gifts because I recognize the ones that definitely do. But I do not like it when they're pushing the people to share the video or watch more of their videos. That the ethics don't sit with me with that. It's just that it doesn't make sense if it's a public video. It's not private for the reader. It doesn't make sense. If it's public, it has to happen organically. That's how sort of fate works. You're negating fate when you tell someone you must do this. You must look at the next videos. You must go and share this with people. It's like, no, 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 no. And stop telling people it's going to be this weekend, next weekend. You're just ruining the bloody message. If they just left it open, you've got more of an understanding of what's coming, but you don't need to know exactly when it's happening. And very rarely are they right. For instance, I did my own readings, and even all the way up to November, it kept saying my person's coming. They recognise you're their one now. They've finally seen it, even though I knew it like a couple of years ago. It's like, okay, finally they're awake. That's nice. They're healing. They're going through it. So, but it stands to reason. I think I don't want to be critical of people, but you take what I consider the wrong path, and you kind of have to backpedal and fix your own self up so you can get back to. I don't want to go too deep into it and be critical of someone because it's a healing journey. But they had a situation where they were finally free, and they, in my opinion, all they had to do was discover themselves again, find that confidence in themselves, and then get that, and then they become their true, authentic self. And then I think we would have been ready to be together. But instead, they ended up in another situation that now they've got to reset from, and it's a whole process again. And it's like that's just unfortunate. That's just unfortunate, and that takes time, unfortunately. So I believe because of my readings and things, I think we were supposed to be together by Christmas this year because I did the reading last year and it said you'll be together for Christmas, and I've done the readings all the way up to like November, and it kept saying yes, yes, yes. And then I said Christmas, and they said yes. I'm like, okay, but no chance it's going to be Christmas now, obviously. And that's life. It's just you can't get so attached to it because not everything's so guaranteed. free will comes into it, and the decisions I make, but also the decisions they make. And I don't think it's reasonable for a tarot reader who can't guarantee that video is for you to be sitting there giving time frames, because I'm doing my own readings for me. They're literally there for me. And even the timelines, the dates on them are not 100%. So it's either something I've done or something the other person's done. But either way, it looks like it's pushed something back slightly. Maybe their fears are getting in their way. Either way, it must, spirit may have planned for it all to be in place by then, and maybe it was supposed to be by then. But maybe their fears are getting in the way. They're holding themselves back, and now spirit's trying to push them and nudge them, but it's taking longer than anticipated. And that then, because in the spirit world, like a week or two or a month or so isn't that massive. It's just because it's such an event. Christmas, of course, we put such emphasis on it. If Christmas didn't exist, you wouldn't care really, would you? If it's a few weeks later, a month later, a couple of months. So if someone just isn't ready, they're not ready, and it's like, okay. So my For You page at the moment is really pointing towards this relationship coming together, and it's absolutely wild how intense it's getting. But in all honesty, I'm just getting bored hearing it. I'm getting fed up with signs. Um, and I don't listen to people when they say time frames, because I know you can't guarantee that. But that's my fear, is that people are getting the wrong messages, and I'm getting sick and tired of people not being held accountable to it. It's like, you can say something, but stop making it so precise, because you're leaving yourself open. So what we do, I'm getting it now, where the person's proud of me. They've seen my growth. They know I just don't give up. I'm relentless. Spirit's saying how proud they are of me, and of course, the growth and the breakthroughs that come in. So it's anticipated I'm going to have a huge breakthrough soon in career. I've always had this sign that a celebrity or someone famous is monitoring you, or they kind of come across you. You'll get an opportunity, things like that. But we'll see what happens. I'm not a people pleaser. So as great as it would be, and I would respect someone for it, I'm not going to just jump all over the place. I'm too grounded in myself to get like that. I mean, so I think someone else meets a celebrity, they just piss all over the floor. I've seen it. My nephew's like this. He just gets excited. He can't wait to get their autograph. I'm not like that at all. I respect people for where they are. So it's not me looking down or going, I'm too good. That's nothing like that at all. But what I'm saying is, I don't sell myself for anything. And I've already shown I'll do things the long way if it takes me longer. So yeah, it just has to make sense, is what I'm saying. I won't do something I don't want to do. I never have, and I never will. That's something else. So if an opportunity comes, it has to be respectful. If it's expecting me to do something I don't want to do or don't feel comfortable doing, to get an opportunity, it will be a flat out no. I don't give a shit how much money's on the table. For instance, I'm not a party person. I don't like it. I don't like being surrounded by too many people at once. It does my head in, especially when it's people that I didn't agree to see. And I don't like that, because I'm not a fake person. And the best thing you can do in that is keep me away from people that I don't like, because I'm very direct. This is the thing. Someone might try and set me up to say, oh, look, let's see what he does with this situation. I'm not a puppet, and I'm very smart. I'm very smart. So if I think someone set me up in a situation, for instance, for me to be a certain way, and I recognize that, I won't even react how they expect me to react. I'll just be quiet, because I'm not playing a game. I don't play games. I'm very calculating. I'll decide how I want to behave in a given situation, and I'm like an octopus. I can I can do whatever. So I can be confrontational. I can also step back. I can literally I can easily work through society and each individual person, but I don't allow myself to be in situations that I don't like. So, for instance, let's say this happened, because I thought about it. I had an image of this, weirdly enough, in my mind. I had a video about someone's going to try to, now whether it's true is irrelevant. It's just, I don't care, because I would never get in that situation. It said something about someone's going to try and set you up and put you in a compromising situation that's embarrassing or something. And I thought, that's not even possible. I'm too open to be embarrassed, for instance. And if I was ever in a compromising situation, I wouldn't allow myself to be in it. So, for instance, let's say you was invited to a party for one of these celebrity people, and there was drugs and shit going on, and they know I'm not that sort of person, and maybe they want to think, I'm going to try and bring him down a peg or two. Let's get him involved. You're not going to get me involved. And the thing with me, I'm a bit like Rain Man in a sense, like where he's a bit autistic. And weirdly enough, someone actually said to me, someone I worked with a few years ago, he said his son's autistic, and he was noticing tendencies in me, just the way I am. I'm very like straight with my responses. You know the way I think. I don't really meander. If I think something, I think it. Um, and he said I think you might have like a low level of autism. So what are you talking about? Because I'm smart-witted, I'm sharp and all this. I'm thinking, I don't know what you're talking about. Because normally I associate autism with someone maybe has social issues. They can't get on with people. Whereas I'm like a chameleon. I can literally get on with everybody if I chose to. Um, but he just said, do you have problems with unannounced guests? I said, yeah, I hate it. I won't even answer the door to them. He said, what if like something, he said, if you had plans out of nowhere, what would you do? I said, don't like that. I need to know what's going on. I get irritated. And he said, what about your socks when you fold your socks? I said, well, the socks have to match. He's looking at me going, well, and he said, and then I said, and I said, well, and he said about your light switches. I said, well, the lights, of course, the light switches have to pair. I said, you have to make sure they're lined up. So that's like the OCD coming in with it, but apparently that's a sign of it as well. And all these little signs, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I have. So I carry that with me a little bit, but all that to say, there's something in me that just doesn't allow like an injustice or me to be compromised. I just don't allow it, and I don't care. The thing is, I don't care how it's perceived by others. That's the big thing with me. So if I think something and I feel confident in that virtue, for instance, there's nothing going to derail me. I just don't care how embarrassing it is to get out of that situation. So, for instance, I could be in a situation where people think they're going to compromise me, and they might think, like, let's say I leave the room, I'm leaving the room. I don't always explain myself because I don't want to. It's like I don't have to validate shit. If someone says, where are you going? If I don't want to say where I'm going, I won't even answer. Or I'll just be freaking direct. What difference does it make to you? Do you know what I mean? I'm going where I want to go. Fucking tell me where. Well, I ain't got to ask permission where I'm going. I'm going. So they might think, oh, you're just going to the bathroom, go to the toilet. And I might just leave the entire building, get in my car or get a taxi or whatever and just go home. I'll leave an event if I don't want to be somewhere, and I don't care I don't care if it bothers people. I'm not someone that has that awareness to give a shit. I just don't care. So if I get fed up, I'll just leave. That's what I'm like. So someone might think, oh yeah, we're too big for him. No one's too big for me. I don't give a shit. If I don't want to be there, I don't care. It could be full of billionaires, millionaires. What does that mean? That doesn't mean nothing to me. And that's what it is. It's like it's not to be disrespectful, but none of it impresses me. That's it. That's just what is that? It's just flaunting. That doesn't control a person. You don't get to own people. I'm not a slave. So, like I say, if I was to get a collaboration or an opportunity, it better be a sincere opportunity because people will find that I will. If it doesn't match up, I will walk. And that's how I am. I'm ready. I'm okay traversing this world alone. I'm all right. I'm good. So the idea that I'd sell any part of me for anything is not going to happen. So it has to be sincere and genuine. Otherwise, don't waste your time because I'll end up embarrassing them. That's what's going to happen. I'll either call them out publicly in front of people because if I feel pissed off, I'm going to speak up in public. And that's the thing with me. I'll never back down. You won't get it. I don't care. Someone could be the toughest person on the planet. If they ask me do I like them, I'll tell them yes or no because it's like you're asking me. What do you want me to do? Don't ask me a question to inflate your ego. You might not get it stroked. You probably won't. So inevitably, usually someone says that they usually know you don't like them. It's rare for someone to know you like them to have to ask. If you have to ask, there's probably a problem. And I don't like to do it. I don't have a problem saying it, but it's like at the same time, it's like it's easier to avoid it, isn't it? But if you're going to push me for an answer, then I'm going to give you the answer then, because it's either yes or no. No, like for instance, let's say someone's really loud, obnoxious. It's all about me. Um, yeah, I don't like all that shit. So, if someone was to say to me, "Do you like me?" No, no, I don't like you. And if they say, "Oh, why don't you like me?" Well, you're pretentious, you're self-obsessed, you're very loud. You don't really care about what anyone else thinks. You've got no social awareness, and you seem to think we're all here to entertain you. I said, I don't like people like that. And that's what I'd be like. And if it pisses them off, it's like, well, that's who you are, and that's what I've witnessed. It's tough. Um, I don't go around asking people, "Do you like me?" I just don't give a shit either way. That's the difference. I don't need my ego stroked, and I don't need validation. I think it says a lot about someone when you do, in all honesty. So I'd never ever go, "Oh, do you like me? Are we friends?" If we're talking, we're talking. If we're not, we're not. It don't bother me. I don't give a shit. It's just the way I'm built. It's just I'm built different. So like I said, when that video come up and it's talking about being compromised, I thought that's just never going to happen because I'll just walk out and I don't give a shit. I don't care how dangerous it feels in the environment. I just don't give a shit. I'll just walk out. I'm not a prisoner. You know what I mean? It's like that's not. I don't see on what planet it would ever happen because I'm too spiritually aware. So I know innately like whether I should do something, whether I shouldn't do something. Like I'm very aware. And if I have an inkling that somewhere is not good for me and I shouldn't be there, I won't even go. And if I get an inkling to turn left instead of right, I'll turn left instead of right. And there may be a situation where maybe I don't read the situation properly and maybe my gut instincts have gone out because I'm enjoying myself or doing something. It's like, but I'd never do the wrong things. So, yeah, you're not going to, that wouldn't happen. But anyway, I say a video come up saying that, and I thought that's never going to happen on this universe in this lifetime ever. It just wouldn't. I have that much confidence in myself to do the right thing for me, and it's not always going to be socially acceptable or the right etiquette. But I don't give a shit because I'm not here for any of that crap. I'm not here to make myself compromise for someone else to feel comfortable. That's not how I live. I don't do that shit. I don't care what an audience thinks of me. I could have a whole room literally hate me and think, oh, he's too outspoken. You can't trust him. He won't keep a secret. He won't do this. It's like, oh, go and do one, you cretin. Freaking hell. Why would I want to appease people and be around them sort of people? Jesus Christ. If you live your life to the highest moral, then no one's got anything negative to say about you anyway, have you? If you think about it. So is what it is. They make lies. People can make lies to try and devalue you, but again, they have to try and validate those lies, and then I make most people look absolutely stupid, in all honesty. And I quite enjoy the to and fro and the challenge sometimes. Because sometimes I get videos like this. Like I keep to myself most of the time. If I do get a video like this, sometimes it'll come up and it'll say, it'll get some of it right, but then some of it I laugh because it'll say, like you keep to yourself, but you don't like conflict, and you don't get involved in this and that. And I thought, well, that's to a point. I enjoy it sometimes. Don't ruin it. Don't be stupid. I'm just too smart to keep getting involved in it. But when I do, I have fun. So yeah, I'm not really one to be worried about. So we do For You page just to quickly go. I know we've gone quite long now. Let's see what happens. I've not done a For You page through this, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get the same synchronicities, but I'm curious. I don't know if I'm going to be able to zoom in though. That's going to be the problem. How the hell do you go up and down with this then? Do I just move it up? Oh, okay. Okay. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can get this up. We're going to see if there's any synchronicities now. Is there any sound? What's we do? How do you get sound? Actually, I think we're going to have to turn that off because I'm going to end up TikTok are idiots. They get copyright strikes. But of course, this will go on YouTube as well. But let's see. Oh, we're going to have sound because people are going to talk. Oh, for crying out loud. We have to just wait and see then. Oh, shit. Oh, we'd have to do sound. I'd have to go quick.
£13,000. Top offer then. Here we go. Chance.
Excuse me, this...
No wonder Morgan Freeman wears gloves on his...
Well, it can't be anything bad.
Sorry, no. We're having a gang.
What does a black guy have?
This is quite interesting. I'm not getting any tarot readings through the app for the computer.
This is if Call Me Maybe was about...
I think...
Tell us how you are gonna...
What is the capital?
I got them. I love the red onion, so just...
It's not performing properly through the computer. It doesn't like loading.
7.
Ice skating tips.
I'm just a fucking fat bastard. I'm absolutely such a green...
This dad...
Calling dealer.
Oh, it's getting my nerves.
This is for the guy in the...
I wanted to try and show some of the tarot readings as they come live, but For some reason, I'm not getting anything through this.
Okay, my car's ready.
I thought she was that one that shouted.
I gave you a 20.
No, you gave me a 10.
If being gay is an abomination, why does it feel so holy when I make out with a hot girl?
Don't tell me your nationality, I'll guess it. Don't tell me your nationality.
So I went for an.
Is he wearing a wig?
What's...
These videos are really boring.
Do you want to sing it?
Jesus, not even fun.
But
Crap.
Yo.
What can I get for a quid?
That's interesting, isn't it? The app, the computer one, just doesn't do good for you pages. Oh, it's shit.
Kill 250
Look, get coins. Freaking TikTok always trying to make money off people. I think that's what they've tried to do with me, is try to hold my content up. Oh, we're not getting anywhere with this shit. It's not even loading properly, and I've got no patience for it. Absolutely.
Hey guys, turkey's on the table.
Look, just get off this crap. I can't even bothered. The videos are boring. This is why I talk about TikTok all the time. I say TikTok's just shit. Sometimes you get some funny videos and you get some videos you engage with. Yeah, it can be good. But sometimes it's just so much crap. And I would rather just watch a good quality YouTube video for half an hour or so and just really enjoy myself and absorb the content. That's what I like doing. I get really, really fed up because look at that scrolling there. Now, that turned into hyper scrolling. Then you reach a point where it's lagging and it's trying to refresh and it's like, that's just shit. Of course, sometimes you get good ones. Like, I'll go on it now and it'll bloody be, it'll have all the tarot readings. No, I can't even bother with this app at the minute, to be totally honest. Yeah, tarot reading straight away. What are you... I have to do it this way. Oh, it's annoying. I keep getting this about local celeb. You're gonna be famous. You're gonna have all this. I've had this for years, and it's getting more intense now. Like I said, at the moment, it's getting more intense towards that. I'll just like it for a minute, and I'll show some of the ones I've got just to get an idea. I think. Yeah, it's all Christmas shit at the minute. Right, we'll just we'll do it this way because that freaking For You page on the computer is absolute crap. Absolute crap. I mean, I could go back and I could go so far back. You know what? We'll just go backwards. I think this one has just come up as I was on the.
Baby,
as I just typed.
You are the baddest in your league, and you're the hottest in your rank. Okay, and I'm about to explain why. Okay, this is what are your most attractive qualities. Okay, and as I was pulling out the cards, we got the baddest on the block, unattainable, leagues and levels, hottest in their rank, along with successful, financial freedom, and genuine happiness. Okay, so what makes you so attractive is that almost honestly that you know that you're attractive. Okay, you have this level of confidence that just says to people like, this is the baddest person on the block. Like, you are it, honey. You're the it girl, it person. For more personalized information, definitely check out Astra Life.
This shit gets on my freaking nerves. This Astra shit. I said that they have to do that crap. They have to pull up. Why are they plugging it?
About your own chart.
Jesus Christ, you prat. I'm sorry, I've not got patience with them. It's a sellout. They're not. They never once explain why they're sending you there, and no one ever questions it. I feel like leaving comments all the time to say, why do you keep promoting this? But you just know it's not gonna be worth the effort. They'll just block you or something because they don't. People like that, they're not accountable. Her videos are usually good, so I'm not saying her content isn't good. But I'm sick of this shit all the time. Astra, Astra, Astra. It's like, go and do one with your shitty Astra.
If you're seeing me, this is a message for you. There's no hashtags.
God, it sends me up. That gets me angry. That does.
Is letting you see my face. This is yours.
Because I hate people fleecing people. It pisses me off. What is the agenda with that bloody app? And stop sending people somewhere. Especially if you're not transparent about it. Pisses me off all for money.
You are so fully and consciously aware of your surroundings, of the things that are happening on a world scale. You see, you're experiencing the truth.
So this is interesting because my daughter sometimes gets worried about world events, and I'm like, chills. I'm really chilled. I'm like, I wouldn't even worry about it. I wouldn't even worry about it. The things will be working out very soon. I've been telling her for years things that have happened. You know, I've always had a bit of an issue with Beyonce. Never trusted her. I don't want to say anything too negative, but yeah, And I said there's going to be a downfall of the influencer. I've always said that to her. I said Hollywood's going to change. There's going to be a new wave. Hence why it says about my fame thing. I believe I'm going to be one of those that gets the opportunity. It's in whatever way that's going to be. I think it's going to be helping heal people by sharing my story. I think it's going to be healing to people to see that you can change your life. And it's like the worst situations don't define you. It's literally the chance, the catalyst for change, things like that. And I've always thought, yeah, that people need to hear this because I'm sick and tired of the world. Like, there's so much hate in the world, but also just the way people just are not investing in themselves. It's a real frustration for me because I don't have that issue. You know, I beat to my own drum and I'm prepared to sacrifice everything for my happiness. Literally, that's what I do. So I don't follow the same path as everyone else, but I recognize everybody else. Okay, they may have more than me, but they're so miserable and unfulfilled, and it's just like, what? So why are you doing it? It's crazy. But then when you talk about thought of wars and things, it's like you get worried about that, and I'm like, that's never going to happen. You won't see a nuclear war. And I know it's a big statement to make and things, but my spirituality thing kicks in, and it's like I just innately know it just can't happen. We've got free will to a point, but if we started destroying the planet, like proper destroying it, then spirit would step in. You wouldn't be able to. There's already been failed launches from tests from Russia and things we've heard of in the past, and it's like I just smile and go, "Yeah, that was never going to happen." And it's just the way it is. Like we think we've got all the power in the universe, and it's like we really don't. We've got as much power as they let us have. And I personally think, although there's a lot of hate in this world, I think soon, I think there's going to be more light shining. So I think, although I'm getting huge goosebumps right now, like an intense feeling over me, I think the humanity is going to heal at an accelerated rate that counters the negative. So the world will start healing itself. And we're seeing that through the really the public spotlight on these celebrities that have done so much so for so long. But even these wars people are more critical of now, we're more aware of. It's things are getting shown to us for us to be aware, and then we can decide our actions. And I just think the world's changing. And I think although on a mass scale it looks bad, it's actually shining a light on the issues so it can be alchemized. So when people have like this fear of things, I'm not really, I'm chilled in it. I'm like, that's just the light being shone on that right now. We're gonna see some positive change from that situation. And sometimes, like if you go through history, sometimes it takes unfortunately, mass scale situations to bring about long-term change, because it's bringing a spotlight on a situation, you know. But yeah, I don't really get too panicky in situations. It's kind of like if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. And unfortunately, if you think about any substantial change in life, let alone the world, it usually it requires something huge, transformative to instigate it. Hence these problems, because people with power do not want to lose power, and they will do anything to retain it. But what we're seeing is people are fighting back, and these people are losing power. Even in Syria, for instance, you just lost I never know the people's names. I don't follow things enough. But that's just been overthrown really quick. And that come out of nowhere. Well, at least it seemed like it come out of nowhere. And that's literally what's going to happen. You know, the corruptions are going to get removed. People are going to make a stand, and things will change. And we'll start to see the planet realigning. And that's how I feel, and innately. So when he's saying you see things clearly and you know things, it's like, yeah, I'm just relaxed. I'm just chill.
The messages, the signs, the angels, the ancestors, they're speaking to you heavily. For a lot of you, the goddesses are coming through heavily.
So one I got recently was Hecate. Hecate? I don't know. I wasn't aware of them. I've got other signs in my life, but that one was quite strong, and I was getting goosebumps. And then I started delving into it more, and it started making a bit of sense of my journey. And then just seeing the name everywhere, Hecate, and I'm getting like my number patterns, the ones that mean something to me. Like 343 is quite pronounced to me. If you see 144, for instance, I'm seeing that a lot, and 144 is Like when they say the chosen that have come to heal the world, it's like 144. I think it's 144,000 people. Is it? I can't remember. Was it million? I can't remember the numbers. But anyway, 144 is the number so to signify the great change. And I'm getting that a lot as well. And I had that with this Hecate thing. So the fact that he's got that name here, I was like, I'm intrigued.
Speaking to you. You have that shaman energy, that witch energy, warlock energy, however the shoe fits for you. You are part of the grand and great awakening. And what you have to share, how you need to move, how you need to speak is with passion.
Not go too long on these videos, but his one I liked because he doesn't give time frames. You know, so that's good stuff. These other ones, I just get a bit fed up with time frames.
You have this energy about you that makes people want to believe again. They want to believe in love. They want to believe in happiness. They want to believe in their purpose. You have this beautiful, radiant glow about you, and people are just so drawn to it. You have the energy of the sun, but you know how to kind of alchemize it and embrace the moon too. You've kind of been in this deep resting period. I can see that you've had to kind of go into hibernation to really get to know yourself.
So that's a nice one.
There are a lot of problems with this world, and you're going to be a big part of the solution. You know what it's like to have to go through everything on your own. You know what it's like to not have anyone that you can depend on or rely on, and you don't want anyone to have to go through what you went through. Maybe since you were very young, you felt very responsible for a lot of things that you had no business being responsible for. King of Pentacles, for a lot of you, shutting down, victim mentality just wasn't an option for you. You had no choice but to keep it moving, to take the next step forward, to put your best foot forward. And that's why you, Ace of Cups, the Hierophants, Knight of Cups. When it comes to love, you're a master. You know how to take care of people. Because of all of the loving, caring energy that you put out into the world, your justice is that it has to come back to you.
You're about to have a destined run-in with your person over the holidays. Just as you're about to give up all faith, the universe...
I'm so fucking pissed.
If you're watching this right now, consider yourself extremely lucky, because whoever's watching this right now is about to be...
I never understand people that whisper when they're doing video content. The whole point of talking on camera is to be heard, I thought.
some type of freaking famous, okay? And this is not to blow your head up, okay? I'm literally telling you that whoever is seeing this is about to literally, like, have your name in lights, okay? Your name.
I don't really care about all this fame shit, but either way. But I do, it does pique my interest because obviously I see it all the time. And I've had signs myself. When I do my cards, it always points to it. I think next year is quite big, 2025. I've been saying that. I did a reading recently and it pointed towards it. But the fact is they put authors and motivational speakers, kind of what I do. Yeah.
Going to be heard.
All right.
You literally are going to be standing on stage somewhere with bright lights on you and people just watching it everywhere. So this could be for a upcoming singer.
You have a secret admirer. This is someone that is staying behind the scene because they don't think that you would like them back.
I never really understand some of it, to be totally honest, because it's like it's not in my nature. If you like someone, why hide? And effectively, this is what it becomes. Like, especially in my circumstance, for instance, like the person I consider my counterpart. The thing is, we haven't spoke for like a year, and I say we probably haven't had a deep, meaningful conversation in maybe 2 years, maybe even longer. I don't know. So it's kind of like if someone's watching me, for instance, and I'm not watching them. You know, they know more about me than I know of them at this point. So then it becomes a bit of a one-sided situation. Whereas, you know, I hold them in high esteem and I talk about the situation regularly. But the more time goes on, the more distant I become to it because it's like I'm becoming less aware of who they are. Although I know our connection's deep and I know we should be together. But they've given me no indication of that. And they've given me absolutely no communication. So if someone is watching me, and let's say they've been watching for months, it's like they've got a window into my life and they know all my personality. They know all the things going on. I know none of theirs. I know what I get from spirit. I know innately what I feel, and I can do my cards, but I'm not hearing anything from them. And that's where it just gets a bit weird, where someone stays in the shadows too long. There's this unhealthy imbalance where they're aware of you and everything's going on, so they feel they're part of your world, but you're not part of theirs. Where's the sense in any of it? Does it? It's just pointless.
I'm obsessed with you. Surprise.
Yeah. I'll get really bored of it all now. I just switch off.
You are somebody's world. I'm with you.
Look, some of us are just not meant for superficial connections. And it's like, even if it causes pain, even if it's painful and intense, it's literally part of your soul's mission to go towards these transformative connections. You're not interested in superficial level connections. And literally with the magician, you know what I'm getting? Okay, this is so interesting. I just heard you're someone who manifests through their pain. So this is so interesting. It kind of feels, and I think that's true for a lot of people. It's like your kind of wound is also the place of your gift, right? But for you specifically, there's this intention from the universe that whatever maybe painful experience you go through is meant to help you align with something you're wanting to create and manifest, and something that is part of your life's purpose, mission, path. So you could be noticing that after you go through something maybe very painful, there's this massive glow up that goes on with you. It's like where people would have been destroyed, where people would have just not been able to get back up. It's like you miraculously get back up and transform and glow up and manifest. Literally, it's like you're so divinely guided on all of this too. It's like you have just this ability to transmute energy in a way that is very unique. And with the Four of Pentacles, let's clarify this. Well, what is this? King of Wands and Four of Pentacles. Yeah, well, you know what I just got? When you go through pain, where maybe other people tend to like restrict themselves, limit themselves, it's like you expand. You use your pain, you use your discomfort as an awakening, as an awakener, something to propel you forward. And even with the King of Wands, for me, that's all about entrepreneurship and being a business owner. So it's almost, making me feel like what you went through was a preparation for the business and entrepreneurial endeavors that you're meant to pursue in this lifetime. Oh, this is so interesting. This reading is so cool. So it feels like whatever the universe put you through that was maybe painful was meant to act as catalyst to spiritual awakening, because in that spiritual awakening, there was the path or the key to unlocking the path of purpose for you. You could also notice that your business or purpose in this life is very much tied to what you went through yourself. It could even be tied to healing, for example. I love this. So
that's the point, really. Some of these videos come up, they're so accurate, it's crazy. Like, it's got everything that I've been through, where I'm going. It's just, it makes sense. And that's what it's like for me. It's just, my life is a continuous synchronicity, but I see the flaws in some of the content, and I don't like that other people who are maybe not as aware get led in the wrong direction, being told certain things. You know, it's risky, and I think people need to be hold themselves to a higher level.
I've been missing again, you guys. I'm fucking sorry. Anyway, let's see what you need to know today. I had a good time last night, and somebody.
So what he's put here, insomnia. Yeah, I can't even sleep, man. I'm staying up all night, and then I'm passing out random. Heavy air. I'm air sign. What else has he got going on here? I don't know.
Just text me, what are you doing? But have you? Oh my God. Seems like some of you are coming into contact with somebody who likes your fancy or who tickles
this. Let's see what you can expect over the next couple of days here. The Star and the Lovers. The Star and the Lovers. What can you expect? There's a choice that is being presented to you. So hey, like, I have feelings for you. So yeah, the Two of Cups is all about divine union. This is why I'm kind of shook, because it's like you walked away from it.
The thing is, as much as I get fed up with it, you know, it would be nice to have to be with this person without any of this nonsense where you're trying to figure out what the person's doing and stuff. You just want to move forward with life, you know? I don't really like complications and shit. I just like to make things simple. Why does life have to be so big and hard? But yeah, when I do my cards myself, it always comes up with very nice cards for the set for the other person in terms of this relation, things. It's always like beautiful. It's kind of what they get as well. I just get fed up hearing it until I see it. That's what it is. It's not like I'm not interested. I'm just not interested in hearing about it. So
this is how the opposite sex sees you.
So this one I think is quite accurate, to be honest, if I think about my personality and shit. But at the same time, I can't say how someone feels about me because people don't say shit.
You guys, I'm picking up that they see you as someone very dreamy, someone who's very much in their fantasy land. At the same time, I'm picking up that they project all their fantasies on you because you embody that kind of mutable, diverse kind of energy. Like, you can be anything to someone, and this is what they love about you, and this is also how they see you. But at the same time, it's hard for them to read you, to really find out all your secrets and really find out who you truly are. And at the same time, you are very vocal about your scars, about your pain, about what you've been through. And this is also what they see in yourself, and they love it. I'm not sure what you're doing, like work-wise, hobby-wise, because I'm seeing you being very open about what you've been through, and the opposite sex loves that about you. Like, wow, look at that person, look at what they've been through, and they're still amazing. You know what I mean? This is how they see you.
Yeah, that's nice.
Second time recording this. If you're someone who's been taking action a lot, if you've been thinking about some type of travel planning, moving, I don't know, something in that nature, and you've been seeing 999, this is for you. Again, this is my second time recording this. I feel like there's a frustration energy because I just got frustrated doing this reading and I got to do it over. There's a frustrating energy. You guys have been very, very, like, you've been inspired. I don't know by who, but you've just been taking action. Okay, you've been going and going and going and going and going. All right. There's a lot of forward movement here, and I feel like a lot of you guys, Spirit is saying, if you're seeing 999, you are about to be rewarded for all of your hard work. Okay, you are about to reap your harvest. I'm hearing harvest season, because of your determination. Okay, because of your willpower, because of your strength, because of your rigidness. You could have fire in your chart. I'm also picking up Cancer, Virgo, Aquarius, Pisces energy, Scorpio, Capricorn energy. Regardless of the fact, there's someone literally, or a group of people, they're obsessed with your work ethic. They're obsessed, like it's something about you about to be recognized or going viral. I don't know. Some people are watching you, and you know this. You already know this, but you don't understand how.
I get this all the time. People are watching you. I've just done a video showing no one's watching me. So I get really fed up with it. It's like, come on, no one's watching shit. There's potential to be watched, but yeah, no one's watching.
How obsessed these people are with you. All right, I definitely see there's some type of travel coming up. Again, you have 3 cards. This is all travel. A lot of you guys, this is literally all travel. Again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer placements, Aquarius placements are significant. And I do feel like this person could also be like, I don't know if you're manifesting fame or just fortune or both. This person could definitely be like a celebrity or someone that's very, very, very well known. All right. And they see how talented you are. I definitely feel like you've been like, they want to, it's something about working with you. Okay.
I can't bother to do it anymore. To be totally honest, it's like, I don't want to harp on too far. Like I said, the main part really was the fact that I think people need to hold themselves a bit more accountable and don't feed false messages. Don't give people false hope. And stop saying things to sensationalize a message, because I'm sick of that shit. Don't say, oh, it's going to be next weekend or this weekend. You're going to, just to make your video look great, and then everybody goes mad for it. It's like, stop making those stupid statements, because effectively you should be held accountable to that. More people should challenge it and say, look, that didn't happen this weekend. What are you talking about? Because at the moment, everybody's just like going, yeah, and they just hear the next one. So those people never, ever get challenged. And if you're delivering a message for someone, then that message better be accurate,